Well, I think we're going to be asking this question quite a bit during Secret Invasion, and that is, how long were they a Skrull? We got our first major Skrull reveal in the very first minute of the latest Disney Plus series. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about this character, how long I think they've been a Skrull, and, more importantly, where the original person might be. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about Secret Invasion and the very first episode, and there's a huge spoiler here, so if you haven't seen it, I want to warn you against it. I've even altered the title of the video to try to protect you from the spoiler if you haven't seen it, so now is the time to click away. Well, the show wasted very little time in unveiling the show's first Skrull infiltrator. In the opening scene of the new series, Everett Ross murders another CIA operative when he begins to suspect something is amiss, and after being chased down by Talos, we learn that Ross is actually a Skrull. He's actually referred to for the rest of the episode as Ross's imposter, and although we saw this version of the Skrull die off in the opening minutes, it's pretty clear to me Everett Ross is somewhere in the Skrull Empire, probably locked away. Now, it was a great way to start this story, because the whole thing is who do you trust and who is or isn't a Skrull. But it has begged the question about Everett Ross and exactly how long he's been a Skrull infiltrator. Now, we haven't been clued in as of yet when Everett Ross was switched out, but I absolutely do not believe he has been a Skrull all along. During that very first Black Panther movie, he threw himself in front of a bullet and saved Nakia. This led to him being taken to Wakanda, where the Wakandans patched him up using their advanced vibranium-based medical technology. I truly believe if Everett Ross was a Skrull at that time, either it would have been revealed due to his form reverting, or the Wakandans would have figured this out. Remember, the Earth was first exposed to Skrulls way back in the Captain Marvel movie, set decades before Black Panther, so there's no reason to believe that Wakandan intelligence and the Black Panther himself would not be aware of the presence of the shape-shifting Skrulls in one form or another. But I do believe during Wakanda Forever, he was indeed a Skrull, and his mission during that film was to get himself closer to the royal family of Wakanda and their advanced technology, which could indeed stand against the Skrull Empire. Now, additionally, his relationship with Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who is the current CIA director, I also think is a purposeful plan by the Skrulls, and I am actually wondering if Valentina herself might also be a Skrull. That really wouldn't be much of a stretch, but the character is so new and integral to so many upcoming plot lines, I really doubt that would be revealed in the series. Honestly, if I'm making any guesses, I suspect Everett Ross was switched out like many of these people during the blip. With so much chaos and so many missing people, it would be a great time for the Skrulls to use their particular set of skills, infiltrate as many people as humanly possible, and be there to pick up the pieces with the rest of humanity as the smoke clears, establishing trust and giving themselves positions of influence along the way. Now, all of this begs the question of where the real Everett Ross is. And if you watch this episode, you saw the Skrulls maintaining people in those pods where they stole their memories and used the technology to transfer those thoughts to the Skrull impersonators. This leads me to believe that the real Everett Ross is indeed still alive, and the Skrulls are holding his body somewhere within their compound, or one of their compounds located in Russia. Now, I don't believe he'll be the only Skrull revealed in this process, because if by the end of the series they do manage to rescue Everett Ross, I think other Skrull infiltrators could be exposed. The biggest candidate for that possibility to me is Sharon Carter, who was distinctly different in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier versus her previous versions of the characters. It was really quite a shift in personality, and many people even speculated then that this was not the original Sharon Carter, but a Skrull, and given what happened in this first episode, the likelihood of that seems to be much higher. I also wouldn't completely shake the idea that another major Marvel character is also a Skrull. Looking at the show, it makes me wonder if potentially Rhodey could be a Skrull, but I think this is a question we're going to be asking ourselves for the next couple of weeks with little to no answers till the end. It should be exciting.